everybody. We are going to be talking today about some real estate practices that went into place in August. And there's two that we wanted to talk with you about today. Andrea, what's the first one?
All right, so the first change involves buyer agency agreements. So in many states of the country, buyer agency agreements were not common practice. Fortunately, in Maryland, we've had buyer agency agreements in place since 1999. However, moving forward, every buyer must have a buyer agency agreement in place with their agent prior to stepping 1 foot into a house. Mm-hmm. So if an agent offers to take you through a home without a written agreement in place, they are breaking the law. And that makes sense because this policy is protecting both parties. Mm-hmm. Second one, Diane?
The second one is real estate compensation has always been negotiable. However, with the new regulations, there are three ways that a seller can compensate a buyer's agent for bringing the buyer through and writing an offer, obviously an acceptable offer. The first way is a traditional way where the sellers and the listing brokerage have negotiated a price. Mm-hmm. And they agree to whatever this percentage is, and then the listing brokerage and the buyer brokerage share that compensation. That's what we've seen traditionally.
Yep.
That's the first one. The second one is a seller could say, I am not going to compensate the buyer's agent at all. And that's when the buyer has to find the money to be able to pay the buyer broker, whatever that agreed upon commission or compensation is. The third way is the seller could say, I am open to paying for some compensation. However, I am not going to disclose the amount, and I'm just going to ask that the buyer's agent writes in what they are looking for in terms of compensation into the offer, and then the seller will review the offer, review the requested compensation, and render a decision.
Of course, there are pros and cons to all of these scenarios. And we know that any new change in policy and practice always brings a lot of confusion and questions until it becomes the norm. Mm-hmm. So if you have any questions regarding these new policies and procedures, you want details about each kind of compensation model, we're happy to walk you through it because we know it can be a little bit confusing. So our contact information is on the screen. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Diane and I have gone through about 50 hours of training, so we have a full understanding of all these policies so we could explain it to you.
We are happy to help you in any way. Please share this if you know somebody that is looking to make a purchase or is thinking about selling a home. A lot to consider. Happy to help you.
See you next time.